Welcome, everyone to Gold Circle Live with Nadia Enver. We'll be talking about wealth, legacy, and smart financial planning. We're excited to have her on here to discuss about her experience, her tips. So we'll just wait for a few people to join the live. Feel free to wave. And if you have any questions, please do let us know as we go on in the live. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. My kids are downstairs, so
Good.
are yours?
Yes, upstairs, locked. So they're occupied. So that's really good.
Amazing. Are you recording this or
It records. So as soon as it's
perfect?
live, it's recorded. So when it's ended, it will be saved in the video. So yeah.
Amazing. Just 'cause I know there's a few people who can't join the live but want to see it. So
Okay. No, that's no problem. They could always go back and watch it, so it's no problem. If there are any, questions, even in the period of us talking, we can answer that as well. So, how was
amazing.
your day?
It was good. It was good as far as Mondays go. You're just getting back into the swing of it, aren't you? It was a busy weekend, really was. But no, it was good. It was good. I went round to my mum's after, and we had some food as well after work. So that was nice. What about you?
Good, good. It was a busy day. So yeah, but just glad to be doing this live. But it was really busy. It was lovely as well. Met some really good people. Really nice
Oh,
people today. Yeah, nice to go out.
yes, yeah. It is actually still quite warm, isn't it? Which makes a difference.
Yes.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
Right, so let's get into this. So I
yes.
won't go straight into the questions, okay? Because I think it'll be nice for everyone to know a bit about you first, because I know you have a wealth of background, an interesting background. So we'll just walk through that, and then we can
Mhm.
go into the financial bits everyone wants to hear. So your experience as a British Airways cabin crew, how
Yes.
how was that? How was the
Wild. Got some stories to tell you there. Won't go too much into it. No, I feel like it was a time of my life that I really took for granted, actually. As in, I didn't realise I was probably having the time of my life at the time. It was a brilliant career. The only thing is, it doesn't pay very well, but it was an amazing experience to do in my 20s.
Yeah.
It was a
Okay. That was fun.
wonderful. Yeah. I mean, I got to travel the world, while I was working,
Mm,
and I mean, at that stage, I had no kids or anything like that. So all you're thinking about really is your social life at that stage in
yeah.
in your life. But yeah, it was brilliant, and I'd say it probably did shape how I am with clients today, in a
Mm,
sense of it's a 6 week, very intense training course.
wow.
And you do your first class training, so it really taught me how to speak to people in a, I'm not going to say premium way, because there really isn't anything premium about how I
No,
talk.
no.
I'm proper northern, but in a way that well, yeah, I guess it gave me a bit of etiquette around how I deliver what I'm trying to get across, really. So it taught me customer service,
That's
but
it.
to a higher degree. And I think that's
That's it.
really important in a role like this, where you're talking to people. That's the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Funny enough, I would wanted to be a hair hostess at some point because I love the service. They're always very nice, very
yeah.
friendly. So I always wanted to be one, but I didn't end up being one. So, but it's such
Oh,
a lovely, career. You just have to be very supportive and very friendly.
you do, you do. Yeah. Do you know what? If I'm totally honest, one thing I learned about that career that I never that I went into thinking I'd never even experienced was resilience,
Wow.
actually.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're doing the night flights and you're trying to stay awake, and the resilience of having to be like at this,
Yeah.
when you really don't feel like being like that. So it definitely
Mm.
it definitely shaped who I am today. It gave me a lot of very useful, strong skills
So you have become
that I
confident
apply.
to show up.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Was
Yeah.
the beauty salon owner? You also owned a salon?
Yes, yes, I did. So just as I was kind of like sort of edging out of the job as the cabin crew, I decided I met someone who had her own business, beauty salon, and she was looking for a business partner.
Wow.
And at the time I was selling beauty products, and I actually went into hers for just a facial, but me being me ended up pitching my beauty products to her, and she just kind of went, you know what, you'd be perfect for, yeah, I think you're what who I'm looking for in terms of going into business with someone. And I was like, really? But at that time, it was kind of perfect timing for me. I was really flattered and honoured that she thought me for in that way.
Yeah.
Um, so that gave me the chance to go. Yeah, this cabin crew. I've been doing it for like 6 odd years, and I was tired because it's tiring, and I
Mm.
wanted to settle down. So yeah, I did. We ran the beauty salon for about 3 years. And then we ended up selling that just before COVID. Actually, we ended up selling that.
Yeah.
So, and that was where my skills as a business owner could really flourish, because I always liked the numbers and doing the stuff in the background and looking at how the things, the business actually ran itself, the
Mm.
kind of mechanics of a business.
Mm.
um so again, I apply those skills to what I do today, just
That's amazing.
do it solo.
Very diverse. Care hostess, beauty salon owner, now to like a thriving financial planning practice. So how did you go into financial planning?
Don't
Oh,
even know. I don't even, it found me. No. Do you know something? There's actually so many financial advisors that have come from like backgrounds in retail.
mm,
Um, there's a really lovely financial planner I speak to, Heather Hiley. I'm not sure if you know her, but she's amazing. She's got a background in running her own business and retail as well. And people that have been rugby players and footballers, and so many people that have come from these diverse backgrounds that you would think, wow, that's a massive like U-turn in your career. How it turns out that to be a good financial advisor, you actually just need to be able to talk to people. You need to know the numbers, of course, but
yeah,
there are tools and systems in place to facilitate, like, the ease with that, if that's not your background and you've not got lots and lots of experience with that. So I guess for me, it was 2021.
okay.
Yeah, we've spoke about this before, where my life kind of just went, it took a massive sort of downward spiral. And I ended up becoming a solo parent with two very young babies, unemployed. And then I kind of just thought, do you know what, I need to get my career back on the road, back on the, get my identity back, because after you have children, you lose yourself a little bit. And of course we had a blooming COVID pandemic, back to back lockdowns. I had back to back babies and back to back lockdowns and a divorce all in one hit. So
Oh no.
it was a very, very tough time, but it was a time that, if you know, what doesn't break you makes you at the end of the day.
Exactly. So you found, that voice in financial planning.
Yes, because I went on to LinkedIn. Sorry to have gone around and up the hill and down the road to answer your question, but yes, basically, decided to get my career back on the, get to a place where I felt that I could become the person that maybe I once needed.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
that's wonderful. I mean, it's always good to have a story behind why you're doing this. It helps with client facing. It really, really helps. Hello,
mm,
I'm just going to say hi to Augustine.
yeah.
Hello, Sop. Hello, hi, hi, hi. and thank you for joining. So we're going to go into the financial bits now. Okay, so I think so that we can go through that. So, in your own opinion, what's the biggest financial planning mistake that people in your 30s and 40s are making right now?
Um, I would say delaying, putting things off, procrastination for sure. That is what I've witnessed with the clients that I speak to and sit down with. The ones that start early, even if it's just small and often,
Hmm.
um, are better later on down the line. So it's about being consistency rather than having a high income. And
Yeah.
I think that there's a misconception there around people thinking that you need to earn lots of money to have a good financial plan. Like, oh, why bother? Because I'm not on a high income. But it's not about that. It's about sort of optimizing your finances. So I would say the biggest and most concerning thing is like putting it off and that sort of delaying it until you get to your 50s, maybe
Mm.
your 60s, and you're like, oh, well, and I get this a lot. They say, is it too late? So I'll get people come to, it's never too late, but
Yeah.
it would be your situation would be a lot better if you'd started in your 20s.
Earlier.
Yeah, like my youngest client, she's like 21, and she blows my mind. She's just amazing. Like
Oh,
she's gonna,
fantastic. On
yeah,
point. It's good to get it early, isn't it? Because that's the misconception, like you said. We are waiting to gather that income, to have that wealth, to have, multiple streams of income before we start financial planning. And it's not so, is it? You can just
yeah. I mean, it's kind of concerning that 1 in 10 UK adults have no cash savings.
mm,
So even if you can just put like a cash savings plan in place and
yeah,
start to just get more knowledgeable with your income and your expenditure, um, I think it's around 21% have less than £1,000 in savings as well. So a lot of people are kind of just living day to day, not really thinking about it. They're procrastinating or they're just delaying it, Whereas a lot of people could cut back on things and maybe analyze.
you start saving though. That's the question. How practically, how do you start saving?
Well, I mean, I think it's about looking firstly about what is going out. Do you need those outgoings to go out? I mean, this is the kind of stuff that really sitting down and making a very basic spreadsheet can help you with. It's the
Mm,
act of doing it. People put it off. It's like going to the gym. How many times do we think about movement or doing something that we maybe can't be bothered to do, But
yeah.
when you do it, you feel so much better. I
Mm.
think people don't realize where they could be saving small amounts and then, you know, being that kind of consistency from early on.
Consistency, yeah. Ooh,
So, yeah, I think it's just sort of time is your greatest financial asset, really, that you've got.
amazing. Yeah, wish it was that easy though, isn't it? But yeah,
I
it's
know.
discipline. I get it. It's discipline. You have to. I mean, you just have to start saving. Putting that in place. Income, expenditure, a spreadsheet you can do yourself, right? Or
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have tools that I use with my clients as well that I'd be happy to share. I mean, it's really before I did this role, I would have never been talking like this. It's like I don't want to downplay it, but it is actually once you've done it, it is quite simple stuff that can make you feel like miraculously better about your finances. It's about just looking at what is actually like the subscriptions, even.
yeah,
Do you need those going out? Where can that be more beneficial for your future? And your protection as well. Have you got your protection in place, like in your 20s, your 30s, when you're fit and healthy,
mm,
before something awful happens and then your premiums go through the roof? Like I actually that happened to me. Before I started this job, I just as I was doing this job, actually, I had a diagnosis, really quite a serious diagnosis, and now I'm preaching all this, protection and everything. And I tell my clients this, please get it in place because I'm now struggling. My premiums that they've offered me are double.
how do oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, because I'm high risk. I'd be what they call rated. So they would rate the risk of me getting seriously ill. So if it was like critical illness cover or even life cover, the risk is higher, therefore they rate it, so my premiums are higher. Um, and this is why I say perfect age to get, any sort of cover in place is really when you're young and you're healthy. And there's all sorts of different types of protection, so you would need to do a thorough fact find to find out which one was appropriate. But protecting what you've got is just as good as putting things in place to grow your capital and build your wealth.
Absolutely. Another question is, we talk about the insurances, which is very important, life insurance, even for business owners as well. I guess if you're like a sole practitioner, you need to get income protection of some sort. So just in case you stop working,
Hmm.
how how
Yeah,
how would you fund? I mean, bills don't stop running, isn't it? So you need such, insurances in place. Very, very important.
yeah. I
So
mean, if you've got a strategy, so say you've already got a financial plan,
yeah,
firstly, well done. If you've got a financial planner, that's great. But what happens if you can't work? How are you going to
yeah.
still contribute to your plan and make sure that you're still saving regularly so that you're going to retire at, I don't know, 59 rather than 65?
Mm,
So that's why like things like your income protection, and your sickness and accident cover and things like that can come in really handy. So yeah, it's worth sitting down and looking at your circumstances. You don't want to be overinsured as well. Have a look
yeah.
what your
Oh,
employer.
you can be overinsured?
You can be, yeah, of course, yeah. If your employer offers you lots of different benefits, and then you go out and take a policy that basically gives you the same, that's why it's really important to do a thorough protection fact find. So when I'm with my clients, not only do I look at whatever they've come to see me about, whether that be retirement planning, investments, savings for the kids.
Wow,
When we do protection, I like to separate that because it's a whole other entity on itself, by itself, if that makes sense.
absolutely. It does. So how would you balance enjoying your money? You just want to live a little,
YOLO.
take the holidays, book the trips. At the same time, you have to plan for long-term wealth. It's not for now, but how do you
Mm.
balance that? Spending, saving, but still living? Because I know you can save a lot but not live.
You can, and there has to be a balance there. I mean, you can't spend your whole life being restricted, can you?
Mm,
And then not living. I mean, what's the point, And I'm not going to say go absolutely nuts here, but
yeah,
you've got to have some, as long as within reason, I would say. Do you know what I mean? Save first, and then enjoy what's left over. Live within your means. Don't. I'm a financial planner, but I'm a human being. Me and
of
my
course.
partner, we wanted to go away, and we're going away. We've been away with the kids. We're going to go away with the kids again because it's just, the kids are off school. It's nice things to do with the kids, and we wanted to try and squeeze another little trip in. And I was so close to booking because I'm human, but the good side of my brain told me, no, that's enough now. You need to stop. And so thank God. And you know what? And I felt so much better for listening to the voice of reason.
Mm,
And we ended up not booking that trip away, the extra trip. And it's little things like that
yeah,
when you are consciously thinking, do I need this? Is this gonna change my whole summer? Because I'm still going away on lots of different little trips and things like that. Do I really need that extra little thing? That can be, that can make a huge difference, really. Just don't overdo it.
yeah. It kind of reveals who you are as well, yourself to you. So if you're an impulsive buyer or you do things
Yeah.
impulse, discipline, very.
Yeah.
But you don't. What's this thing they talk about? Delayed gratification.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's about that dopamine hit, isn't it, really? It's
Mm,
about, getting things in the here and now. And it's like when people, I mean, I know shopaholics who will order and order and order, and they get that real dopamine hit just from opening the parcel. They don't even care about what's in it. It's that impulsive buying, that gratification that they're searching for. It's actually a bit of an addiction, really.
mm,
Um, but yes, yeah, you've just got to. I think if you work on yourself, because I think that's a mindset thing, I think there's so much about sort of behavioral finance, and like people have written so many really amazing books about how the mind works with money, about how we grew up, how everyone has different money blockers and things.
Yeah.
There's loads of podcasts out there, and it's so true. And also, I think experiences can shape you, because what I went through in 2021 really scared me, and
Mm,
actually that that totally changed how I view money.
absolutely. You don't have
Yeah.
to wait for a life, altering event to actually start planning for your children, isn't it? For your future, for the sake of your family. Very important.
Yeah. I mean, you'll know that in your line of work, how important it is once you have children to sort the wills and power of
Absolutely.
attorney. And
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
having kids really, it almost changes your DNA. I can't really describe
It
it.
does. It does. You don't think for yourself anymore. It's all about the children. It's about their life, their future. So you can't be selfish.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say hi to some few people who are saying hi.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Hello, 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 Mrs. Ayesile, Monica, Noah Designs, God Bod Gacy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Join us. If you do have any questions, please drop them for Nadia. Hello, I am Person 4280. Thank you for joining. Hello, hi, everyone. So we're just talking about some of the biggest financial mistakes people make, and also how to balance enjoying your money
Mm.
while also trying to plan for long-term wealth for your family. We talked about insurances and the importance of just looking at your circumstances and see what would suit you. So let's move on to the first three things somebody should do if they want to improve their financial future. So I know with finances is everyone knows their finances, but how can we improve our finances? First three tips to you, in your opinion, what are the first three tips?
Well, I would say
Come
we've
on.
we've talked a lot about expenditure, sort of knowing your money, getting a budget in place, and having that personalised budget and cash flow. But as a planner, one of the biggest, most important, I would say, things is, aside from all the legal stuff that I'm sure you're going to mention in a bit, having your power of attorney, which is really crucial, in terms of protection. It's sort of making the most of your tax allowances and your workplace benefits as well, that people just never seem to look into, because
That's
I know I didn't.
important. Workplace benefits
Yeah.
until we need it. We don't probably know what's available with workplace benefits, do we?
No, we don't. What's your death in service? How many months can you get sick pay? You know, do you get accident cover already? And this is what I mentioned earlier about being overinsured. This is why we need to do a thorough investigation with your actual employer before we can recommend something, really, because we don't
You
want you paying for premiums that you
would
don't need.
be eligible for that, but you're
Yeah.
paying.
Yeah. And also check who your nominees are. Did you get divorced last year? And is your ex-wife or your ex-husband still on
Still on
your
it.
nominees? If anything happened to you, would it go to your new partner and your kids, or would it go to your ex-wife? It's all these things about really bringing this to your forefront of your mind, because we get complacent.
Yeah.
Um, so that is making the most of your tax allowances as well. And a financial planner can go through that with you. I use a really amazing tax calculator to show my clients how much they may get back from the tax man.
Oh,
I
oh,
love
a
that.
refund from the HMRC.
On the HMRC, yeah, can you believe it? Yeah.
Wow.
May get back. May. I have to put that
May.
in there.
Mm,
But it's quite astonishing, actually, if you earn over um 100k, it starts to taper down, and you
okay.
and you and you enter into what they call the 60% tax trap, and you start to lose what we call your personal allowance. So without getting too technical, the calculator that I use, and I can forward that on, it's a free calculator,
Okay.
is really quite amazing. So there's that one. And then I would say reviewing everything is just as important because things change.
Mm,
rules change. The government likes to change how much you can put in a pension without being taxed on it and things like that. I mean, that, the lifetime allowance and all that gets abolished, and then it's back, and then it's, so I would just say review everything every year
absolutely.
with your plan.
I'm going to throw
Um,
a bit in there when you're done about estate planning as well. But let me just say hi to Sassy Property Styling Code UK. Hello, hello Sky, Bola. Hello, hello guys. Thank you for joining. So before Nadia continues with financial planning, let me drop in a little bit about estate planning here. Okay, the importance about preparing a will, lasting powers of attorney, very, very important, because financial planning is also a pillar in estate planning, isn't it? So you have your financial planning where Nadia, as Nadia rightly mentioned, you have to review everything. Do you have a will? If
mm,
anything, God forbid, happened to you, what happens to your family? What goes to them? Guardians, if you have children who are under the age of 18, has that been appointed in will? Who do they live with? It's very, very, scary thoughts. But once you've put it in place, the only thing you need to do now is review it every 3 to 5 years. Lasting powers of attorney, if you became incapable of making decisions mentally or physically, you need a family member. It's not automatic. Spouses cannot just step in and act for you. Partners cannot just step in to act for you. You need to appoint people that can help you. So very important, guys. I throw that
yeah,
in.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, and it is. And I think with the divorce rate as well increasing, it's so much more important now. I got my will put in place when I got divorced, and you know, it was really because of the kids. So it's like you say, it's just that it was a peace of mind. But I think with divorce rates rising, it's so important to protect what you've got, because
Absolutely.
I'm right in saying that if something happened to you, then if your kids were under 18, it would go to the guardian, right? If it was going to go to your kids, the guardian would get it. Who would
Yeah,
that would
yeah.
ultimately be your ex.
That's
So
another thing. Parental responsibility. If they've got parental responsibility, yes, they
yeah.
could still be the guardian. And even if you do appoint a guardian in the will, as long as the ex spouse still has parental responsibility, there could be a conflict there. So it's very, very, very important. Let me say hi to a few people. Hello, Robin. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Please feel free to ask any questions you have regarding estate planning, financial planning with Nadia. So let's just move into the next question, and this will probably be the last one, and
Okay.
we can talk more on that. So, financial habits. I know we've spoken a little bit about that. Hello, I am Tosi. Hello, hello. We've spoken a little bit about that financial habits. Everyone's
Hmm.
different. Everyone's different. Everyone's different, right? So,
Yes.
financial habits. What are the, in your opinion, financial habits that separates people who build long-term wealth from those who, you know, are financially stressed? What are the
Yeah.
financial habits?
Um, Seek professional advice when needed.
Brilliant.
Not, of course, I mean, everyone's different. Some people might be really good, but we know actually that research consistently shows that people who start investing earlier benefit significantly from compounding.
Okay.
Um, so even if they invest smaller amounts than someone who starts later, it's actually more beneficial. And any financial advisor will show you the benefits of doing that. So I think if you're, really young and you've been DIYing it, that's great, but seeking professional advice can help guide you in the right direction. And we know actually that DIY investors actually do. It has been statistically shown that DIY investors do make less, grow less investment wealth. But
Why is
I'm
that?
not.
Because of experience and trial and error so many times.
I would say so, probably just from not having all the knowledge or access to certain funds. Perhaps I was. I mean, I had some before I started this career. I did dabble in a few things, and mostly crypto, which I would never do now because it's far too risky. ever. And it's not regulated, so I do not approve that.
Crypto,
Um,
cryptocurrency.
but I did have crypto. I did do that because I didn't, just whatever. I was told it was good, but I think DIY investors, yeah, they're just taking risks that maybe aren't aligned with what their goals and objectives actually are and their time
Mm,
frame that they've got. So it's all about time horizon and things like that. And like I said, access to certain funds. So there's that. I think sort of a wealthy mindset would save and invest consistently, like I mentioned, and they would think long term rather than sort of chasing that quick win. Um, so I think again, it's kind of the mindset
mindset.
and sort of learning on the go as well. People that do invest tend to pick up sort of when you're talking to your clients, they go, oh, I get that now. I understand that. And I'll tell them, about bonds and equities and the difference between the sort of risk appetite and things. So yeah, with that comes knowledge, and knowledge is power. So
So mindset, very important. There's a language, isn't it? You talk
yeah.
about got a financial advisor with wealth building. So consistency, like you said, saving over time. Hello, Ibrahim. Hello, hello. Nice to have you here on here. Saving, investing consistently, also access to funds. Yeah,
Mm,
really
yeah.
important, guys. Very, very important. Seeking financial advice when you need that advice, and you don't have to have lots and lots of assets to start. And
No.
with regards to charging, financial advisors and charges.
There's so many misconceptions out there around like the amount of people I spoke to two new prospects today who kind of rang in. And one of the fact they're really scared, bless them, about asking me what the charge is. Like, oh, how much does it charge? Anything? I'm like, it's not. There's no obligation to go ahead. We'll just sit down with a chat, and
Mm,
in that chat, I will then go through the charges. And I think it's very old school. People still think that we're going to charge them through the roof, or they're going to get sent a big invoice just by having a chat with us. But it's really not like that, or that's not how I work, anyways.
mm.
Um. So yeah, I mean, we always I'm a partner with St James's Place, so we always sit down with our clients and then go through everything. It's transparent, it's open, it's clean, it's clear, and then only if the client wants to go ahead, then happy days.
That's brilliant. For anyone watching, just leave them with one more tip, from the top of your head, one more tip for good financial planning.
Oh, I would say a financial tip. I
Practice.
would say yes. Okay, focus on progress rather than perfection. I
Mm,
would say so. Rather than saying, like I said earlier, I'm not as wealthy as I want to be, or this isn't right, or that's not right, and sort of the delaying your gratification, getting further away, you're just putting it off. And actually, what opportunities are you missing out on? So, small progress, small steps is how you build over the long term, and it's better than not doing anything at all.
absolutely. Thank you so much, Nadia. I must ask you though. So the Times top rated financial advisor 2026 finds
Yeah,
in the Women in Financial Advice Awards. How does that
yeah.
feel? Like how? I mean, you're scaling. That's amazing. How does
Thank
that
you.
feel for you?
I was in the Telegraph the other week as well.
Oh
Just gonna
wow!
throw that in there.
Oh
Do you know
wow!
what? I'm the sort of person I forget these things are happening. I swear I've got ADHD or something because I don't. It feels amazing. Don't get me wrong, and I'm very grateful. But my brain is just like I'm on to the next thing. I don't. I should probably live in the moment more. That's the top tip for me.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's an amazing achievement. Well done for that. I
Thank you so much.
pray for higher heights for you. Continue scaling and achieving that and educating. You do offer educational. Um,
Thanks. Yeah.
okay.
I do master classes for business owners. I've done one on Zoom or in person if you're in the Cumbria area. But yes, I have quite a lot of my clients work in the travel industry, so
Okay.
their businesses scale up, and so I do a lot of these master classes for them. And I go into schools as well and teach the children financial literacy as well, which
Oh,
I love doing. I mean, it did scare the lights out me. I was scared initially because I've never taught children. I've got two of my own. My mum and my sister are teachers, and after that session, I said, "Guys, I take my hat off to you, because getting up in front of those kids is a lot scarier than getting up in front of adults." I'm telling you.
how do you explain that to them? What ages are these children?
We use a book. So this was Key Stage 1.
Okay.
Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2, I believe. Yeah, they were in year 2. Um, and
Exactly.
so we use a book depending on what age. There's 3 courses that we do, so we go into the secondary schools as well. But I like doing it with the kids my own age, I guess, maybe because I can relate to them. But yeah, we sit with them, we show them a story, we tell them about the book, and it's about how, you need to save your acorns. And there's
Mm.
like, it's a great story. But yeah, it's called Save Your Acorns. I've actually got it up here. So maybe I can tell you a little bit about that another time.
Absolutely, absolutely. Do you have that book with you there?
I do, yes. 2 seconds, I'll get it.
No problem. Hello, Max Hobline, Toby, Loba Pampa. Hello, hi, hi, hi. Yes, Max Hobline. Yeah, it takes a lot of boldness and courage to teach children. Are you a teacher yourself?
Oh.
Um, it takes a lot of having children. You know, it takes a lot of courage. Yeah, to
It
teach.
does, it does, and actually, I went into it because I just go into things going, "I'll be fine, it'll work out." But I was actually quite nervous, but it was so rewarding. It was. So this is the book. It's by Robert Gardner, and it's called Save Your Acorns, and it comes with a YouTube video. It's on YouTube,
Okay,
and
save
so
your acorns. Yeah.
yeah, we play the YouTube cartoon first, sometimes twice if it's a noisy class. And then we look at the book together, and it's illustrated by Marina Veselinov. And then we just go through it again. We ask questions and get them to engage.
Great.
And
Yeah.
then I add a little bit on. I take some piggy banks. I've got a pink one, I've got a blue and a yellow one.
Oh,
And then
wow.
I get them, I talk about sort of like, your current account, your savings account. And this would be, your investing. So it's just about getting them thinking about it really. Um,
Oh,
and then they
yeah.
do some colouring in.
Oh, that's good. That's good. We should do some for secondary schools as well. And yeah,
So there is, so that's the one that's for, like I say, the Key Stage 1, Key Stage 2,
yeah.
and then there's another programme that I am going to do. So I will tell you more about that one when I've done that. And then so it's one for like the start of secondary, and then the one for the older kids
Oh,
as
brilliant.
well.
Brilliant. That's fine. Hello, Olasumbo. Hello, hello. Hi, hi, hi. Ayashile, yes. Do you work with small business owners too? That's a question for you. Hello, Tony.
Yes, I do. Yes, I work with small to medium business owners. Absolutely.
Oh, that's
Yeah. If
good.
you want to get in touch, I'm sure my details will be somewhere. Tell me, where
It
will
will
they
be,
be?
it will be at the caption at the end of this video. Yes.
Great.
And for if they
Yeah.
reach out to you. Max Hubline says, yeah, I enjoy teaching children at my free time. Oh, that's wonderful. Maybe
Oh,
she's
lovely.
a nursery school teacher.
Oh,
Calling there.
it is. It's so rewarding. It's really important because we never really had much financial literacy growing up, but
No,
they're introducing it into the curriculum now, which is amazing.
I've heard of that. Yeah, that's absolutely good. I mean, it's very important you're teaching other subjects, but financial education, you don't have to learn that by like everyone learns that at some stage in their lives after school or something. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's no, that shouldn't be.
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
We've got
got premium.
you.
Yeah, premium bonds. I used to have some premium bonds. So premium bonds, it's a bit of fun, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's. I mean, it's a bit of fun. I mean, you might. At the end of the day, you've got to think. can I handle the fact that I might not get any return on this lump sum? So I think you can put up to £50,000 into premium bonds, but just be aware that you're not going to get any interest at all on those bonds. So if you can afford to put money into premium bonds, it doesn't have to be a lot of money. Then it's a bit of fun, and I did it, and I think I won about £50 once. But then actually, I ended up needing. Yeah, I was quite tough with that. Um, but yeah, I think you'll get some really wealthy people that will have a very diversified portfolio, and they'll probably just max out their premium bonds. Yeah, put 50 in that. Um, but yeah, it's a bit of fun, is all I'd say. Have fun with it if you want to, but yeah, it's not
Absolutely.
guaranteed.
What's guaranteed?
Well, exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm I am a person. I wish someone taught me financial literacy as a kid. Yeah, we all did. We all did. It's something we have to learn, and we're still learning. Hopefully, that's why we have Nadia.
Yeah. And do you know what? I don't actually think it was like our parents or that generation. I don't even think it was their fault because they were just still learning. I mean, back then, sort of cash was king. I'm talking growing up in the 90s. Like, it's all generational, isn't it? It's about what they experienced and stuff. It just wasn't. There wasn't any of this. There wasn't Instagram or YouTube.
No.
I think weren't accessible. We can just log on and learn and connect, like how we've connected. So we're
Mm,
very lucky to live in this age.
absolutely. There's knowledge everywhere on social media, but you need to have access to the right one. That's really important.
Yeah,
Right knowledge, the right one, so you don't just do try and error, and then you're starting all over again. No.
yeah. I will say if you're going to use a financial advisor, and it's the same with a solicitor, just please do your background checks on someone.
Yeah.
Make sure that they are FCA registered and
Yes.
that they are who they say they are. You've got to feel aligned with your advisor, or you've got to have a little bit of a good connection to think, yeah, this person's for me. And that's why I love that I've grown organically, because I know
Mm,
my clients really want to work with me. It's great. So
yeah.
if you are going to go and search for a financial, all I will say is just check the FCA. Little
Absolutely.
tip.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Tony says, are license still advisable even with the proposed government taxes? I feel that you and Tony should connect.
We can connect, yeah. And I'm sorry, I'm going like this because I haven't got my glasses on, so I
Oh,
must look
really?
like right nutter.
Okay.
Um,
So are
yeah,
license advisable even with proposed government taxes?
I mean, I don't really advise on lices anyways, but I'm sure that they are. I'm sure there are some big changes coming with lices.
No.
But we won't know at the minute. We'll know when it's been announced, but we can talk about that. We can take this
No.
offline if you like, and then
I'm a person. Thank you, Nadia. I've learnt a lot today. That's really, really, really good to know. And if you have any other questions for Nadia, her handle will be at the end of this video, so I caption and where you can find her. You can connect with her. The Times Top Rated Financial Advisor 2026. To have you on here. Thank you so much for your information and the wisdom you shared today. Max Hubline, yes, it makes learning easier, just that some restrictions needs to be in place so the kids can have access to only right information. Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I couldn't agree more. It's about making waves, making changes, and sort of doing everything we can for that next generation.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining today. Nadia, thank you again so
Oh,
much.
thank you. Thank you. I've loved this. I've loved it. We can do it again anytime.
Absolutely. Right, take care, everyone.
Amazing. Lovely to meet you all, guys.
Evening.
Thanks now. Bye.